everyone, welcome on What's Up World. We are here today with my wonderful co-speaker Evan once again, with Francois and Robin. So guys, later we will introduce you to our two guests of the day. As you can see, we wanted to thank you for all the support you showed us. It wasn't easy for us to start with this new particular format we had to do because of the emergency we're having to face worldwide now. But it's good that you are participating and that you are liking our initiatives. We're really happy. So as we told you last time, it's really hard for us to keep up with all that's happening in the world. We have seen that today, the latest news has been that the US has overcome Italy and China for the cases, and Italy will probably conquer the second place in the world. So, and also in Spain, there have been so many more cases, right? What were you saying, Evan?
I said it's a race that nobody wants to really win, but it's facts anyways, and we have to see how to reduce the exposure to the virus anyways.
Yeah, totally. And also, like what we have seen, what many people have been saying, and what's good to observe, is that it doesn't really make sense to compare between different countries, because each country is measuring the number of cases in a different way. And so, for example, in the US now, they're facing a lot of problems due to their from some point of view, their sanitary system is quite weak. And in fact, today, the spread of the virus is so crazy and they don't have the means to face it, and the situation is really tragic. But still, like, not anyone can get access to the tampon to actually see if they're positive or not. So the fact is that many countries have underestimated this problem, and only 1/3 of the world is currently in lockdown conditions and isolation conditions. I think that the four of us are currently all living in this 1/3 of the world, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Robin, how about what's going on in Australia? Because we were talking recently, like, I don't know, what was it, at the beginning of the quarantine here in Italy, when in Australia the situation was still totally okay, and there were just few cases. And this virus, we have seen that is spreading really fast. Well, the recovery from it is really slow, and before we see the effects of actually staying at home, it takes a while. So I don't know, how did the thing develop? What's going on in Australia? We want to hear from you that you're living there. It would be interesting.
Well, right now there's only a quarantine, so there's no lockdown yet. Don't know if it's going to be a lockdown anytime soon. I mean, a lot of offices are closing down, a lot of businesses are closing down. Pretty much everything that's unnecessary is closed, like bars, cafes, gyms, you name it. It's pretty much closed right now. I mean, I'm in Sydney, so that's New South Wales, and there are like 700 infected people right now, but only I think like 12 deaths right now. So I mean, that's decent.
It's decent, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to say. I think it's hard to say for everyone how the next couple of weeks are going to be, and I don't know if there's going to be a lockdown anytime soon. I mean, the only thing I know is that they are starting to close the borders, even in between the provinces, and a lot of flights are getting, even international flights are pretty much all cancelled. I know a couple of people that got stuck here in Australia because they just couldn't get back home anymore, and even transfers like Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, Abu Dhabi are pretty much all closed.
So they are basically isolated in Australia and they cannot go back. Basically.
Yeah, pretty much only like Australians that are coming back.
Because essentially we didn't say that, like, the reason you're in Australia because you are not Australian, you're actually Dutch, right?
I'm here on an internship, international business student in the Netherlands. You know, Livia, we've been in the same class together.
Yeah, last year. Then I changed my mind. I'm back in Italy, but we've been in the same course last year in Holland. So that's basically why Robin is here today. That's how I how I brought him here, how I convinced him to come to our wonderful program. And so, you know, me and Francois are currently in our city where we were born. I'm not in my house with my own parents. I think, Francois, you are at home, right?
Yes, I'm at home.
Okay, but like both Evan and Robin have to stay home, but not in their actual home, you know? So it's not that easy. There are 3 levels. There is Francois, really peaceful, probably. Then there's me, like, at least I'm in Italy and in Rome. I come from here, so, you know. But how does it feel for you to be so many kilometers far away from your actual home in quarantine? That mustn't be easy. Robin, would you like to start off?
Well, for me, it was quite an easy choice because I was just wanting to do my internship, and I was thinking about, as long as I can stay, I kind of want to stay. I mean, if I have to be in quarantine or in lockdown, I'd rather be in Australia than in the Netherlands. And with the fact that it's pretty much like Australia is pretty much like 2 weeks behind on pretty much the rest of the world right now. Mm-hmm. So right now it's better to just stay here than in the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. For example, I mean, you know Stefan. He had to go back because before his health insurance wouldn't cover him anymore if he because Australia got like code orange for like travel advice, so he had to go back because they wouldn't cover him anymore. But for me, I got lucky. My health insurance still covers me. My internship is still going. They didn't close. Like a couple of other students, they were working at like 12 agencies or event-based companies, and they all closed because events get cancelled. Nobody's going to travel around or do activities. So I guess I got pretty lucky that I can still just do my thing here. And I mean, I do have to work from home now, but I have my own office here. So yeah, I'm lucky, I guess. But for me, it's still
now
not.
Now you're working from home, or do you still go to work?
Yeah, I'm working from home. I mean, I did go by the office today. But there was only one other colleague. For the rest of the guys are working at home.
Oh,
but
so and how is the situation in the Netherlands instead? Because you probably also have your family there.
Yeah, they're taking a bit more serious than Australians, I guess. I mean, there's a quarantine that's been going on for like 2 weeks more, or 2 weeks longer. I mean, they are talking about the idea of going into full lockdown, but I guess the opinions are very divided in if they actually want to go for a full lockdown or just stay at the quarantine. But if they want to stay at just a quarantine level, then they really need to start taking it more seriously. And there's still a lot of people that just don't care about the social distancing or just make a joke out of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, that's terrible. Like the situation is so bad and people are still not getting it. Yeah, also in Italy. Francois, this thing reminds me also of the fact that, like, I think that during high school you had this exchange year in Arizona, right? Do you have any news from your family in Arizona?
Yeah, I did. I was actually talking to them last week, and they said that everything is very calm there and everyone's living their life normally. But I guess this is only Arizona, because I heard that in New York and Los Angeles, everything is locked down and nobody can get out.
In New York, they have the spot, the most, like, the hot spot of the virus. And also Los Angeles is increasingly going a spot. But again, probably half of American citizens didn't get a tampon to check whether they have the virus or not. And
I guess. And I heard
the situation is still so.
The spring break. I don't understand how that's possible. Like, people are still gonna for the spring break in Miami or in Mexico or wherever they're supposed to go. I don't know why they're doing that.
Everyone
probably
how he wants it. Everyone handles these things how they think about it. I have old people saying, "Who cares? I don't have so many years to live. If I'm going to die from this, let me die from this. I'm going out. I'm not staying home."
Exactly.
Different mentalities. You can
that's
also.
Pretty much with the young people as well, because I mean, it's pretty known that like the younger you are, the most chance you have, and not even noticing you have it. So a lot of young people just are like, oh, well, I don't really care about it because I will be fine anyways.
Yeah, I think that's the point. But they really don't understand that it's a dangerous virus. They should be very careful about it.
Well, we don't know if it's dangerous actually, because we don't know the whole of it. If it was more explained what this thing does to you, maybe we would know for sure, like what's the main symptoms. Because every day, last week they discovered that one symptom of the virus is the inability to smell, for example.
Yeah. Also lose the taste.
The scent, also the sense of taste.
Yeah.
So we don't know anything yet about this virus. There are also a lot of things going on about some medicine used for previous kind of diseases that may be helpful. For example, the medicine for malaria. Some primal experiments said that it may help with the virus, but still, we're on the experimental level, and it's nothing is certain yet.
Hopefully, we'll find a solution, because I can't handle a summer like this, locked in a house. I don't know about you guys, but
yeah, no, the situation is hard for everyone, and I have seen so many people. Probably we also have some of them in common, like coming back from America from their exchange year, or many Erasmus students having to go back. Evan, you actually decided to stay in Italy as well. Like Robin, you were telling that Stefan and also another friend of ours had to go back to Holland for insurance problems, or just because they wanted to go back to their families. Personally, I decided to stay here because I don't know if I might, who knows, we all might have the virus actually, and I don't want to risk to infect the rest of my family, or we still don't know we don't know this virus so well. No one knows it so well. And Evan, you also decided to stay here in Rome. How are you dealing with this so far?
Because even with the slightest chance that I have the virus and I don't know it, I cannot forgive myself if I transmit it to my relatives.
Yeah, so I think that's the only reason why mentally we can survive this thing of having to stay home, like doing it for the good of everyone, and hopefully to get out of our houses back as soon as possible. But I think I have the feeling it will be quite long, but still, as a matter of fact, we have to stay home. And the only thing we can do, we think, is finding ways to make it as enjoyable and as doable as possible. And for example, Francois, you came up with this really nice initiative, which is one of the reasons I invited you today to present this really nice challenge I heard of. And you have this brand. Would you like to present? You probably know better what I'm talking about.
For sure. So basically, 2 years ago, we started this brand. It's called What For. And his aim is to create a bridge between arts and clothing. So what we do is basically sponsor anyone who has a creative idea, and we collaborate with a lot of people. So we came up with this initiative for quarantine days when everyone is stuck in their house and don't know what to do with their time, to be productive and actually do something creative with their time and post it on the Instagram. So we had a lot of submission of people dancing, singing, doing parkour, doing weird stuff, like anything. Like we said, you have carta bianca, we say in Italian. I don't know if there's a translation for English, but basically the concept was you can do anything you want as long as it is creative. And the winner is going to have a sponsorship and a free t-shirt and a free hoodie. And we will sponsor them through our page with our video making and photography skills. And it's going very well. And I'm very happy of the results that we're getting, because people is participating, and it's also very nice for us because we're always looking for new talents. And we just got a new submission this morning from a girl that was singing. She has a really, really nice voice. So it would be great to collaborate with her, and also dancers of all kind. It's good.
Sofia Panizzi.
Yeah, she's really good.
She did theater with me. I mean, not her sister, but she was in the same school I was. Very good. Yeah, I have seen some of the videos, and they are so good. And I think your next candidate might be Robin. He also is a very creative person.
Really? I would love to have.
Yeah.
I've not found my talent yet, but I'll work on it. I have time on my hands. So.
All right. You can do anything you want, man. Really, literally anything. Also, like a draw on a board or.
Also, Evan is actually promising to write a song from the beginning of the program, and he never actually did that.
Hey.
So I'm still waiting here.
I forgot about it. Come on. Yeah,
I don't know.
I told him to write a word in the chat of tweets, and I would pick some words and make a song out of it.
Yeah, let's explain. Like at RadioLuiss in our university, we are also live on Twitch. So you can't only hear our voices, but also see us. And there are live comments, and people tend to comment. And so they were commenting a lot that day. And so to make them stop, he provoked our audience and say that he would make a song out of it. But I think you don't have the guitar with you now, do you, Evan?
I don't have a guitar here, so.
You also play the guitar?
I do.
Oh, so you should definitely participate, man. If you play the guitar, we already had like
I play the guitar for sure.
a lot of.
Evan has so many talents. He's a Greek ESNer currently based in Rome.
Yeah,
songwriter, guitar player.
My grandchildren, yeah.
Nice.
How I survived
I don't know if I can take part in it. I have the piano here. Luckily, I brought it, but I can't play it. So I don't know, if it gets really long, I will eventually learn to play the piano and participate. But we'll see. I'm trying to hope this thing is going to last longer because otherwise I don't have enough time.
Okay. You should do something with acting, by the way, Livia. You know this.
What?
You should do something with the acting.
Sure.
That's enough. I think this program is enough.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I mean, not ready for this.
Come on. Get out of
Making us do our talents, but not even doing it yourself.
I know, that's really how do you say it? Hypocritical.
Hypocritical. It's a Greek word.
Okay, guys. So since we are all home and bored, I would like to ask you some. I mean, not necessarily bored, but I'm curious to know what is actually from you. What is the thing that no matter how much time you have, you think you will not manage to do during this quarantine? Like you always postpone it, or you always say, okay, I really want to do this thing, and now that I have a lot of time, I will do it. But every day you wake up and you keep procrastinating. Is there that thing? Francois, you're smiling. You have that one.
Of course there is.
Working out.
What?
So much time now, but working out still doesn't happen.
One at a time. I would start with Francois. Tell us.
My thing is a book that I have on my shelf. I have it since like a month or something like that, and I always want to read it. And I read like 4 or 5 pages, then I get bored and I just don't do it. And I said, oh, I have time. I have the whole quarantine to do it.
What's the book, if we may ask?
The book. I'm gonna show it to you guys. It's a really nice book, actually. It's called "Let My People Go Surfing." Can you see it?
Not really, but okay.
Okay, it's Yvon Chouinard, is the founder of Patagonia. I don't know if you know the brand Patagonia. It's an outdoor clothing brand, and it's really nice. And I find this book really inspiring, but I keep not finishing it. I don't know why. I guess I will during these days.
Yeah, I understand you. And Robin, what's your thing?
Well, for me, I mean, I'm still working pretty much full time. So during the day, I'm quite busy. But I should start working out more in the evenings because I really need to find some motivation for that.
Okay. Okay.
I do have a gym in my building, but they closed it because of Corona. So that's also not an option anymore. So now you have to go out. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to still go outside quite easily and go for a run or something like that. But
okay.
the motivation.
Motivation, yeah, I totally understand.
Sorry?
Evan, are you still there?
I hear you. I didn't understand what you asked me though.
Oh, That's bad. No, so we were wondering if there's one thing that you keep procrastinating, even though now you have a lot of time during these quarantine times.
Oh, it's not here. Yeah, basically, I said that I'm going to work on my Italian. I have some books here to practice. I downloaded Duolingo. I haven't touched a single time the books and the app. So basically, Livia struggles to teach me how to speak Italian by forcing me to understand what she says while we do the meetings for the radio. And basically, sometimes I don't understand her, and I said, "Just speak English, please." So even if I want to learn Italian, I think eventually I will, but right now I don't have the motivation to struggle.
I have the same with French and Spanish all my life, so. But I won't. Greek is not on the list, so don't even try talking. And not even Dutch. Dutch is out of the list. First day I entered in the Netherlands, I decided I will never learn Dutch. Too difficult.
Come on. Dutch is fine. Greek has a different alphabet. You have to learn new letters. Come on. Nobody wants to do that. It's like,
I actually would like to try all of them, but yeah. You see, there are actually many things we can do, and for that reason, we have to stay home. Honestly, I think that this is a good time to do all of those things. Otherwise, I'm actually inventing new ways not to study, and we're inventing new ways not to do things. Well, actually, if it's going to be long, then that's the only thing we should probably do that is productive. I don't know. It's not that easy to make it and not to get just depressed on your bed all day because the situation is bad, but also that's not a solution anyway. So, okay.
That's the solution, right?
What?
Do something creative. That's the solution. If you do
exactly. Participate to the. How did you call the? I like the name of the challenge. It's what virus, right?
Virus. Yeah. Go check it out. Yeah.
What virus? Yeah, of course we will post the link of Francois' page. You will be able to find it at the end. So now I have another question, and what is the weirdest thing you will, or the last thing you can think of that you will do out of boredom? Like if you really ran out of things you have done, you have even, I have learned Dutch, or you have read the book, Robin has started working out 10 hours a day, and Evan has learned Italian perfectly. What do you do then at that point? What's the last thing? Like
you learn Chinese. That's useful.
That's the end game.
Take it to the next level.
Yeah. If you can do that,
which is actually good, because what I heard is that after this whole thing, probably China will be the most powerful.
Yeah, I think so.
Country.
It already was.
It already was in a way, but now it will be the first one to recover from this, and so we will really be so small compared to China. I don't know, but this is something we cannot really tell, and I'm the last person to say such a thing. So, but Chinese might be a good choice.
Yeah.
Robin, is there?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do live pretty high, so I could try make some paper airplanes to see how far they can go, and see if I can hit in front of mine.
Bungee jump from the building.
Bungee jumping.
But with a mask on. Put your
with a mask. Yeah.
If I will give up, then I'll go bungee jumping, but not now. I still have hope it will go over.
Yeah, you should definitely try bungee jumping. It's a good experience, especially if you're afraid of heights.
Skydiving like 2 weeks ago, so that was pretty sick to be able to cross that off my bucket list. But I guess I have to wait for bungee jumping till we're allowed out again.
I was also supposed to go bungee jumping, guys. Like a week ago.
I thought you would do something like this. You're the first for this kind of things, aren't you?
Mine, and then Corona came and we had to cancel it. What you gonna do about it?
That was not on my to-do list, so totally not. It will never be. But
so, what about you, Livia? What's something that you would never think of doing, but maybe you will do? Because it's easy to ask the questions.
Probably cooking, like something sweet. Like, I mean, I need to cook to survive and like, you know, eat during the day. But like, I would never start baking. Baking is the last thing. The closest thing to something sweet I've done are strawberries in chocolate, but then that's easy, you know, you just have to wash the strawberry, melt the chocolate and put it in the fridge. That's the recipe. Link in bio. but no, totally no. I'm not the person who plays with flour. No, that's not my thing.
You already
but Evan, you cook that Greek tomatoes your grandma is not proud of, as you said. So.
I don't know. You have to upload and see the reactions. I don't see my video coming up soon.
It's not out. How much suspense for that video? Like, we're waiting for you cooking like from weeks now.
I'm not the
okay. Stay tuned for Evan.
Doesn't upload.
What?
The editor doesn't upload it.
Yeah. Okay. We have to pressure to put some pressure. Okay. I have another question for you. Guys, are you already bored of the thing you like doing? I mean, Robin is new to this quarantine thing and he didn't have time to get bored yet. He's still working. So I don't know, but like, I know we guys have many passions and probably now that we have more free time, we are trying to cultivate them and to give to put some effort in doing this. And have you maybe already got bored from the thing you like doing the most? Have you done it so much now that you have a lot of free time that you don't like it anymore? Like for me, for example, it's listening to music. And I'm really good at wasting time actually for that reason, or like watching old videos and photos. So for me, it's really like terrible because I would listen to music all day. In fact, yesterday my neighbor knocked on my door and he said I had to open the door. And I said no, because there's a pandemic and we're in quarantine and I won't open the door. And he asked me to lower the volume of the radio. And I was like, okay, you lower the volume of your voice when you argue with your wife. And he's probably listening to me, but he probably doesn't know English. So I really hate him. But yeah, so for example, but I still didn't get bored of listening to music. Francois, you jump all the time. You see posting things of like doing parkour in your garden. Aren't you bored of that already?
Yeah.
Have you found other passions?
I am. I train too much. That's it. I'm done with it. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I really enjoy it, and parkour is really nice because you can always improve yourself. So I just do it like 2 hours a day, and I'm not bored yet, but we'll see in like a week if it's still gonna be like this. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Okay. And how about you, Evan?
If I'm bored of doing something, yeah, I'm bored of tidying my room every day. I mean, I don't have anything else to do, so I do that, and
We don't do it.
it starts being more messy, I think, because it's too time-consuming.
Yeah, that's also a challenge, also for me a little bit. I get you. Yeah.
Basically.
Okay, so it's good to see that we're not bored yet of the things we like doing. So we're not out of resources. There's
Even
still hope.
I don't know about you guys, but we still have exams. Are you guys still doing them?
I finished my midterms today.
Oh, good. So we're pretty busy, aren't we? We have to
You're
follow
still
the
busy.
lessons, do the exams. Huh?
Until the Easter, we will be busy with these things, I think.
So, yeah, for now, I don't know. I personally have finished. Francois is also studying at RadioLuiss with us. Robin is in a different university, which is my previous university, but yeah. But he's working now, so he's busy with that. We will still have lessons anyway. And as I said last time, I think we're pretty lucky in this situation, we're probably the luckiest people because we have something to do. Many people don't have anything to do and can really get depressed out of this. And I mean, we are probably the ones who have to keep positivity and spread, create, and that's what I really wanted introduce you to this challenge Francois made up, and to many other activities we will have. So another question I would like to ask you guys to conclude is a book or a TV series or a movie or a nice album or book or whatever you would suggest to our audience or to us to watch, or see or listen to, read.
I'll start. I've been watching the show Blacklist. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, it's nice.
But that's for me one. That's for me. Like it's the show you kind of have to watch. So if you have time and if you want to watch some fun, then that's for me a recommendation.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Francois?
I've been listening to this new artist lately. It's called Saint John. I don't know if you guys know him. He's kind of nice. He's like the new Post Malone. He's got a vibe. Yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Robin, you have been to Post Malone's concert, right?
Yeah. Last year, February. Pretty fucking good.
He's a good artist.
Was actually doing the opening for him. And now that Post Malone doesn't have a voice anymore because he smokes too much, I think this guy is going to be the next Post Malone for sure, guys. Trust me on this.
I mean, Post Malone is acting now, right? He's in one of the new Netflix movies.
That's why I'm saying he's done with singing. Like he can't do that anymore. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Of course, he's great. We'll see. We'll see when he will be posted.
Yeah.
Cool. Evan, what are your suggestions?
My suggestions are not particular, but I would suggest you to go back in time and discover some artists you used to listen, I don't know, maybe on your elementary years. Just listen if you are still into that kind of music. Just do the discoveries. It doesn't have to be especially some artists from your own country or anything. Just go through this era and listen to the music. Still see if you can catch up to it. I do it every day. I really enjoy the music from the past, even the times that I wasn't even born, like the 80s. Disco music is my favorite genre, I think.
You know what's great about this? Like you can also find on YouTube the 8D music.
Ooh, yeah. The one that when you listen, it goes.
Yesterday, Maria Julia sent it to us. Maria Julia she's in the ESN. She sent it to us. I haven't tried yet, but it sounds cool.
Yeah. Sounds like you're on a concert or something.
I said like a friend of mine, like an hour ago, came up with it. Like, listen to this, and it was like the 8D audio.
So that's viral now. That's what's viral now. Okay, guys. So it was nice having you. And now, unfortunately, we're out of time. We're running out of time. So I have to say bye to you and thank you very much. And let's keep in touch for any more info and for the Francois challenge. We will let you know how to get to it. And guys, thank you.
Instagram, we'll put your profiles. Everyone will follow you.
Yeah.
We'll tag you.
Thanks, guys. What for virus? Remember the name. What for you?
Robin Cool. Remember the name.
Remember the name.
Before I got famous.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll see about that. See. Okay.
Thank you for being with us. Bye.
Bye.
So it's just us, Evan. We have to say goodbye to our followers. And
the time went really fast at this time, and we have to end this radio show right now. We hope you enjoyed this new type of. We're always coming up with a different kind of show. It's very nice, but I really like this kind of format. I would really like to invite more of you people to join us next week, maybe. If you would like to, just let us know in the.
There's a long waiting list. We already have ideas for next week for who's going to stay with us, and I don't know, just spend this half an hour together in these days of boredom and maybe make it more fun. In the meanwhile, I would suggest you to keep up with all the nice initiatives that young people are coming out with, like RadioLuiss guys did, and I still want to thank them for this opportunity they give us to go somehow on air, and also the ESN International for all of the Erasmus guys who have stayed, for example, like Evan, in a different country that it's not their own, in which they wanted to do their Erasmus, or for those of you who had to leave their Erasmus and now might be feeling nostalgic. The Erasmus experience is trying not to be over, and ESNers all over the world are trying to make it, keep it alive somehow, and to keep this network going on. So I hope that that we will somehow manage to enjoy everything from a distance and stay positive till we can, and stay informed, and most of all, stay home, guys. Really, that's the only thing we can do. So it's to our common sense, and see you next time, I would say. What's up, world?
See you next time. Hopefully by the end of this week, everyone will be still well. Love you guys, and see you next time.
Bye.